Right, bro. What is the game plan with this if you've been growing it out?
Yeah, it's been growing. I think it just needs a bit of shape and some texture, to be honest. Like the back, I don't really know how it's looking right now, but I kind of like how it's a bit longer there, like it's sticking
Hmm.
out a wee bit, but maybe it just needs a bit of texture and brought in a little shape wise.
Yeah.
I don't like when it's too like clean cut at the back. Like I kind of like the messiness.
Break it up a bit.
Yeah, yeah, and it kind of my hair gets quite thick and can kind of get a bit clumpy, especially at the crown.
Yeah.
It gets a bit clumpy there.
I was gonna say because we've done a few of these trims on the camera already, but like yours is like mega dense, so
Yeah.
there's actually gonna be
I've just not had
new
like a full
things to
haircut in
learn.
a while. I've just been doing a lot of like wee bit like obviously in the shop, just like somebody just has like 10 minutes on it, just taking away of it, or like
Hmm.
just like feathers, feathers. So I've not had like a full one in a while. So
Yeah. So maybe just restructure the shape then from where it's been
I'm quite
getting
liking it.
texturized and
Yeah,
thinned it.
exactly. I'm quite liking it growing out. It's just more the shape's gone a bit mad, I think. And then I find with the like when I'm training as well, these are because it's just so long, it falls down. It can get mad with it. So I
Hmm.
don't know if you think maybe it could like sit a little like the shape could almost get a little shorter toward the front.
Yeah.
It sits a bit more, and then
100%.
when I style it actually, I usually put like clay on the sides, push that back, and then like push this back, and then just let it kind of like fall.
Hmm.
So just like keep the texture would be nice, and
Yeah.
still enough length that I can sort of do that, you know.
Easy, man. Easy. And are you wanting to do a taper here as well?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. Sweet. Do you want me to keep as much of the length as I can? So like see here, bro, like you can see you've got shape under here.
Yeah.
But then like all this kind of stuff here, like because you've obviously been getting this like weight taken out of that, this isn't doing anything. You'd probably be better just taking this away.
Yeah, go for it, honestly. Just
Yeah.
if it needs a good refresh, go for it, you know.
Yeah, let's do it
Probably
then.
does, to be honest. It's not had an actual haircut in a while, like, you know.
Yeah, I think that would be better for it.
I've just sort of, even like myself, sometimes just slide the finish through it myself, just like,
Hmm.
so it's probably a little bit wonky up there, you know.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see you've been going crazy on it with these. So we can basically see overall what's already going to be going on in this haircut, but we're just going to give it a little bit more structure. There's some parts of it, especially this back corner here, which is super heavy, which has been getting weight taken out of it, but we could actually just change the shape of that to take that weight out and it wouldn't have to be thinned out so much. It is actually sitting pretty good though, and it's at a decent length, so we're just going to reshape it, tidy it up, take away parts where Tam's been thinning it out himself, and then give it a nice wee taper and freshen up around the ears as well. And Tam's a barber too, so this is going to be nice and pressured on me.
No way.
Pressure and on camera.
Looking forward to getting a haircut, I feel, at one point or another. I see all your videos, to be fair.
Yeah, it's one of those things, you're right over the road, but it's like...
Yeah, it's so busy though.
Yeah.
It's like something you just don't even have a minute to get your own haircut in your own shop, you know. It's like...
Yeah, I'm the same, man.
Like, I've been kind of trying to find some time, but then I'm also in that mindset sometimes where I'm like, I'll just keep growing it then, I'll just keep growing it then. Like, it'll force me to grow it, you know, because sometimes, you know, when you're growing your hair and you get too many haircuts,
Yeah.
and then you keep like getting to the same spot and then you go back a bit. And then
Yeah.
it's like, sometimes you got to force through it a bit.
I do it, bro. I get my hair long and then I look like Napoleon Dynamite and then I cut it off again.
I can actually imagine how your hair would go, to be fair.
It's mental, bro. It's
I
mental.
wonder if it got real long so the waves would sort of like, it would come through the end a little bit, you know.
That's kind of what I hoped for, but the amount of time it takes where it just keeps growing out the way, like I never actually see it through.
Yeah, the in-between stage must be like so terrible.
Yeah, it's bad,
You
man.
have to just get like a nice hat and get to know it.
I got a long head as well, so like I look weird with hats on.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that one. I actually look like I'm in like fucking out of jail or whatever. It looks so weird with a hat on. Like, I don't have the right head shape for it, you know. My head shape's a little bit like curved in like that, you know, so you can kind of tell if there was a hat there, it would just feel a bit weird.
Nah, we got good hair though, bro.
Yeah.
So we don't need hats.
29 and hairline's still pretty solid.
You're 29, bro.
Yeah. I turned 29 in January actually.
One more year, man.
Yeah.
And you're in your prime. So we're just sectioning it from the apex behind the ears, separating the back from the front. I'm just assessing the head shape as well here. We're probably gonna just do a box section on top. And I think I'm gonna do round graduation all the way through it again, just to take that corner off the back. We probably won't actually need to affect the length or build too much weight on the sides, but just to take this bit in here where it's bulking up a lot and it's been getting thinned out. Because here we should have like a big amount of hair here. We can slim this right in to like here without taking too much of this. You can see the way it gets longer back here instead of shorter. It's funny how you can use so many like of the same techniques. Like I used the same way of cutting Ossian's hair before you as I'm going to use. It's cutting yours, but it's like a total different outcome. Do you find, does this side stick out a bit more?
I mean, honestly, because I style it like when it's wet, like, I always find with my hair, because I get it like when it's like slightly damp and you get the product in there and then let it dry in so it goes all natural. I kind of keep it a bit messy and ruffled up anyway, so I've never really noticed too much. I usually actually will style it a little bit more like compressed and back on the side, a little bit with clay and stuff.
That's fine. If you're going to style it, we can be a bit more loose with how much we take off around there, because you can see it already starting to ping out. But if you're someone who's be styling it, we don't need to worry about it sticking out. So I'm going to start on this side here, because this side seems to be a bit more reactive than the other side. So we'll set our actual base length on this side of the hair. You can see it doesn't actually want to like section properly. It starts pinging everywhere like this. So we're going to do just a loose first section in here. This is going to be just where our 2 is going into as well. You can see here, you can just take this stuff and all the shorter stuff that's pinging out, we can leave that. Just very carefully taking this here. You can see it's getting longer towards the bottom again. So this is technically going to be layered as it's getting longer to the bottom. So we're going to reshape it to graduation. But at the back here, we're going to maintain a lot of this. So it basically goes from graduation and then it kind of swaps into like a little bit of a layer in a way. So I'm going to pull all this down, take all this stuff. And where I've showed around graduation before and we follow the head shape in, we're just going to go straight down. So it's not going to go closer into the head shape, it's just going to come straight down from here. And as the head shape rounds in at the bottom, the hairs towards the bottom of the section will get longer to meet the same point.
I'll have to go and subscribe to your YouTube channel. I didn't realise you had a YouTube channel.
Yeah, got 2,000 subscribers now, bro.
Oh, good stuff. That's quality.
It's good.
That's really good.
We got monetized. It's cool.
That's quality.
Yeah.
And you put the effort into be 30, like hard work and all that pays off, doesn't it?
Oh, we're just winging it, bro. We're just in here doing this right now, just winging it. It's easy work, man, to be honest. Like, it's not, well, I mean, I don't do the filming and the editing, so.
But then again, I think you've got to have a bit of a talent for explaining what you're doing. Like, a lot of barbers, I think, know what they're doing, but they don't know how to explain what they're doing.
See that, man?
See that, mate?
So here we're bringing this section, the first one, we're going to bring it up. And we're going to be able to take off this big corner that's sitting behind his ear. And I'm going round. I'm taking the shape up here, but maintaining the length to the bottom by lifting the sections up. I'm just taking these bits off. Honestly, bro, like, the thing I find helps the most with it is just like going and doing lessons with people who understand it really well. And like, you listen to the way they explain it and they teach you to understand it in a way where it becomes easy to explain.
Yeah.
because your ability to explain something is usually there is an element of talking and like being comfortable talking, I guess, but just comes from understanding. If you understand something inside and out, you can explain it to anyone. That was one thing Ricardo taught me, was you can't explain how to do something unless you can explain it to someone who's never even heard of it before.
Yeah.
You need to be able to explain a concept to someone from scratch in really simple terms for you to be able to understand it and them understand what you mean.
Yeah. No, it's impressive. I think it can. I feel like even sometimes when I explain things to George, like our apprentice,
Mm-hmm.
I'm explaining it like how I would understand it, but it's almost like there's an element of trying to put it into more simpler way, like to try and make him understand.
Yeah.
Because you got to sometimes remember that he's not like got the same outlook I have on it, because I've just seen it more and done it more.
100%,
So I'll say
man.
something that I'll understand, and I'm like, wait, no, he might not actually know what I mean by that, and then I have to try and find another way.
Yeah, there's a level of understanding of like being able to like execute something and then being able to like explain what you're executing and why you're doing it.
Yeah, he needs a quick study to be fair. He does try very hard. He's almost there.
That's good, man. I've actually known George for a long time.
Have you?
Yeah, he's from the same hometown, isn't he?
Oh, that's true. Where are you getting the bar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's in the year below me at school.
Yeah.
So here we're just following these round. We're not going to be even worrying about that bottom bit as much now because the sections are a bit further up the head. So we're not pulling it down as much anymore. We don't need to build as much weight. We just need to follow it through and make sure that we're keeping a round shape on this. So I'm shuffling around the head as always when doing round graduation. Pulling the sections towards me. Taking these corners off. And then the only thing I'm doing with the hair below is I'm just pulling it up to this point. Anything that doesn't reach this point isn't going to get cut and it's going to get maintained. All this stuff here, it's going to keep our soft neckline. You can see his hair is very straight, so when we get around this area, around the crown and into the shorter lengths, you just have to be a little bit more careful with your sections because they start flicking around and sticking out a little bit. So just make sure you're maintaining what parts of the hair you're actually cutting, or at least paying attention to it is what I'm trying to say. You can use clips though if you find it's easier to control the hair. We can see we're on that same kind of ridge now around the occipital. So I'm just lifting this up. Right round to the back of the head, and we're lifting all these up again. And maintaining a lot at the bottom, so we can go back in with a feather razor at the end and shatter it if we need to. And it's taking all this off, all this build up, that's going to make the hair feel a lot lighter, and taking that corner away, it takes the weight away. You're building weight with graduation, but you're taking the corner away at the back of the ear, so the hair is going to feel lighter, and you'll be able to maintain the structure of it because the shape will be correct, but we won't have to smash into it as much with texturizing techniques and thinning techniques. I swear I've dropped that like 10 times today.
I dropped my phone about 10 times today at least as well. Funny, 'cause you have the same comb for a while, and you're like, you think you can understand the weight of it and the feel of it. So much you try to spin it around your hand. Like, I still drop it every day, you know. So. Congratulations, getting the shop down Polworth as well, man.
Thanks, bro.
Good spot.
Yeah, we're just lucky, man.
Man, lives around there, so good spot there.
We've just been in consistently like trying to do things it not working, and then us like accidentally getting it lucky and it pulling off somehow.
Yeah.
Suppose you got to try in the first place, but
Yeah, no risk, no reward, eh? So we've got to go for it.
it's just funny how it keeps working because people are like, "Oh, nice job" and all that, and
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
just like, "Mate, we're just winging it." Like,
So Ryan's going there, eh? And is he taking a few of the boys, or is he going to bring his own guys?
nah, we're just gonna start a fresh team there.
First team.
It's gonna be basically his shop, so
All right. Yeah.
it's like I own a small percentage of it. We're on the same page with a lot of stuff, so we can be very, I can give him a lot of like, right. So this side. So now we're going to do the same. Just going to match this length to the other side. This side wants to lie down a lot easier, so that's why we started on the other side. If we done it on the easy side and we took it too short, or we took it short but it still sat back here, and then went to the other side where it was more reactive and cut it to the same length, it might not have sat as good as it did on this side. So I was letting the difficult side dictate how long the hair is going to be. So it's going to be the same. It's a bit shorter at the top. And we've got this length towards the ears. Second section to the top of the ear here. Just carefully skipping up there. You can see nothing's really coming off this top bit here. We're just merging this extra length into what's already there. So this is super long. I'm going to try and maintain a lot of this because I don't want to cut all his hair really short here, but also we have to have it balanced with the other side. And you can see if I take it right into here and we lose all this, it might struggle to sit back. So we got to get this match on the other side and also not take it too short too. But it does need a reshape. Yeah, this is needed, bro.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've actually had it cut. So I think it's just all gone a bit wild, to be honest. Definitely need a reshape up, I think.
Yeah, this will be cool when
I
it's
think my
done.
hair sits quite easily, so like I've been getting away with it. But
Well, I was gonna say, like, it just goes to show that like you can make your hair look good. You know what I mean? If you know how to style your hair.
yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So I'm just thinking like this will be
So much nicer now with
even
shape.
sicker. Yeah. Once the shape's in and it's styled, it's gonna be good.
I've not even had like an actual haircut this year. It's just been like bits of things here and there, and bits of like sliding through it myself, and like a few minutes where I get like a break and that, you know.
It's funny, you open a barber shop and you're like, I'll get free haircuts all the time, and then
Too busy to get one.
never get a haircut.
You just don't have that problem so much. Like always trying to get a haircut. It's like there's never any time. Like, it's like I've got like a half an hour break, and I've like maybe ran 50 minutes into it now. I'm a bit like I'm not gonna be able to get one now.
Yeah. Do I eat or do I look fresh?
I eat kind of thing. So like, and it's all right for me because I just grow my hair out. But Scott obviously gets the fade, and he's like, he just wear the hat for like the whole year, pretty much. You know, his Eagles hat. I'm actually cutting his hair on Wednesday, I think.
Shanking him up.
In the week. Yeah, he asked me like, and he was like, "Please, can you cut my hair?" I'm like, yeah, because he's like, because we're so busy, you can have to like book it in before the week.
Yeah.
Too busy in that.
That's what I do. If I know I've got something coming up, like I'll actually go book a haircut in advance.
It's quite nice when you actually do carve the time out. Though.
Yeah.
I mean, this is quite nice for me. I don't think I've actually can't remember last time I was a proper like actually sat and had a haircut for a while. You know? Like the full Monty, you know.
We're lifting this neckline up again so you can see the guide coming up from underneath. And that means all that there will be maintained. And this will just match into that length. But look, we're coming out straight from the head too, so we're taking this big corner off.
I think my hair really does flex down there a little bit. Just the way that it's over time, you know, it's just starting to come more and more now.
Yeah, man, if it's been getting, well, I don't know, like what shape they've been putting into it, but most of the time, like people will just put a square layer, or like square graduation in, because guys are like, especially barbers, are like hardwired to be like square shape, masculine shape,
Yeah,
like.
yeah. That's like the old
But
myth, the old myth or whatever. Like,
yeah,
squares masculine and
yeah,
round feminine. I'm like, I don't know if it works like that.
yeah. There's
There's
like
like a lot
it.
of head shapes that play and a lot of hair types.
Exactly, man. Like it's like I think it works in as a generalization, like especially like your silhouette looking front on, but
It's like something you
there's
read out of textbook, isn't it?
yeah, you don't need a big corner of hair on the back of your head, like
Just for the sake of it, kind of thing.
for the most part. Some people, if they've got like small heads, I guess, but
Yeah.
when you're just like a normal guy with a normal shaped head, like there's no reason to have like a big corner built up there.
Yeah. I mean, that's what makes layers so good is that you need that tailoring for per
Mhm.
person. Like what might work on me might not work on you, kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly,
So
man.
you can't have it one size fits all, really. You know.
Man, you're all
That's what
constantly
makes
balancing each individual's head.
true, yeah, and that's what makes a good barber, in my opinion. It's like when they consider stuff like that rather than one
Mate,
size
100%.
fits all kind of thing. Like they just like because some barbers they may just like pull out and cut and be like, okay, it's like all cut the same length, it's all nice enough, but the way that'll grow might not be so good, you know.
It's true, man. It's very true. There's definitely a lot of elements of hairdressing to be learned by barbers.
Yeah.
Would really separate them from competition.
It's always something I kind of appreciated from my hairdressing days is like kind of some of that stuff coming into my barbering, you know, which has been even though I'm probably quite a rusty hairdresser, it's still nice to have some of the crossover, you know.
Well, I think once you understand like the technical side to scissor work, like it just becomes unisex because it's like almost like the laws of physics. Like your hair's going to do certain things when you cut it into certain shapes, and it's the same for guys and girls. It's more just like how are you going to like apply that to like a guy compared to a girl.
How that'll react with their head and
Yeah.
hair type, you know. It's not just like, oh, this is a masculine haircut.
Yeah.
It's just like how does that actually suit the person?
Yeah.
How they're gonna grow out and how they're gonna be able to style it, things like that, you know.
Yeah, literally, man. We'll check
Definitely
this
an
line.
evolution of it, isn't it?
Yeah, I think
Quite
it'll.
recently, I feel like as well with barbering, a lot of like evolution going on with the way people think and look at hair and how they actually cut it is different. I think a lot more precision than back in the day, maybe. You know.
100%, man. I agree.
I prefer that. I kind of like the way it's gone.
Yeah, it's just control, isn't it? It's like you can actually control and manipulate how someone looks and how the hair sits a lot easier.
A bit more job satisfaction.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you carve something out like that, you know, you make that into a shape that maybe the person didn't think was possible. They just maybe haven't come to the right guy yet, kind of thing, you know.
Maybe we take a little bit. What is this? That sound.
When you get a lot of barbers coming for haircuts, or is that like a rare thing?
When we first opened, bro, we were having barbers come in all the time, and then yeah, some of them moved away.
Yeah.
We still get a good few though. We were
Yeah,
the
nice
barber's
to get
barber for ages, man.
Yeah,
it was
nice
like
to
a
go
thing.
to our barbershop to get a haircut sometimes.
Yeah.
It's like,
Right, we can see all this weight now. We're just gonna sit back nicely once we blow dry it. We've kept all this up here as well so his crown doesn't go too sharp, but we've taken this corner off and now look. Same kind of style, but there's not a big thick wedge of hair here anymore. It sits and flows in. It's still maintained all this stuff through the bottom. So we can either feather razor it or leave it. We'll see how it's sitting first when it's dry. Or I'll let you feel it, bro. I'll let you feel the bottom too. I'll show you it when it's dry and you can see if you want much more off it. So I'm going to layer the top and then I'll connect it at your parting and then we'll just flick a little taper in. So just going to use our profile section on the top. Get a bit more water on that as well. These spray bottles are so funny to have in the video because they like we kept breaking our spray bottles, so Ryan was just like went and bought like industrial like garden and water sprayers.
I was considering it, to be honest. Like, you know, those misty ones.
Yeah.
A week, don't they, yeah?
Bro, get them, they're good.
I might honestly do, honestly.
They're super soakers
I think
though.
Scott got one of them actually. Now that I think about it.
So here we can see literally where the apex was, and we sectioned it and brought all that hair down. We can see, look, there's the shortest part there. So we can now just use that as our guide, and it'll be fully connected. So we'll get a tiny bit longer towards the front, but not too much. Doesn't need it. We can see this will all lie back fine now. We'll do the sections vertically this way. Find our guide. I'm just pulling everything straight up. I'm going to try and keep it square horizontally and vertically. It's not really going to need to get too much longer to the front, I don't think. You can see when I pull all this stuff up from the side, and then it reaches this line, our guide, we're just going to cut off. It's not too much now.
It's been really interesting watching like another person's process.
Hmm.
You know, because everybody does things slightly differently. Whatever.
Is it similar or different?
Slightly similar, yeah. I'd say like the profile guide, but then I like how you're doing it all vertically
Yeah.
rather than horizontally. You know, sometimes I'll kind of do both, but like as in I kind of go haircut and just decide. But
Well, that's it, man. It
I
is.
quite like the way that you're doing that. You know, it seems like a quite a what's the word, like methodical way of doing it. You know?
I just do it based on, like, what do you want to have more control over? Like, on a haircut like this, like, the shape front to back, I think, is just slightly more important than the shape side to side. So I'd rather have control over that shape with this side. So we fly in here.
Nice.
Yeah. Whereas, like, on a shorter haircut, you know it's going to be like that anyway. So you maybe want to control the corners a little bit more.
Well, yeah, because then you can kind of see the weight as well. But I like the way that you process on that. It's cool.
You should do a little session with Ricardo if you get the chance, bro.
Yeah, I'd quite like to actually.
He's a genius.
I'd love to do a bit more. I feel like you never really stop learning in this game, and I think if you do stop learning in this game, it's actually quite a perilous route because you know they keep evolving. You know, you want to keep evolving with it. I feel like, you know.
People are getting better as well now. Like people who are like starting to cut hair now, Like they're watching shit like this on the internet. Like not even just me, like even people better than me at cutting hair. Like you can watch them cut hair on the internet from the start now. Whereas like I feel like this kind of stuff was stuff that we had to go out our way to like seek out as barbers.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I've been doing this like 10 years. When I started out, it was like
attending seminars and
yeah, man. It was like just starting to be a thing on social media, but like you were seeing people doing sections and that, and you didn't know what they were doing or why they were doing it. You just kind of, it looked aesthetic and cool, and you were mimicking it, trying to get the same results, but you didn't really fully understand why or how to apply it properly. Whereas like, you know, you had to go pay money for courses and, you know, find people who actually knew what they were doing and weren't just like imitating it themselves.
Yeah.
Whereas like, yeah, now you can just go on YouTube and watch it for free, pretty much.
There's a whole lot on there now.
Yeah, it's insane.
YouTube is the YouTube like tutorial, like as in almost like YouTube seminars now, aren't they?
Yeah.
And that's actually I think upped its game a little bit from even when I first got into barbering. I thought there was actually you had to kind of wade through a lot of the slightly more actually like the ones that would maybe give you bad habits. Quite a lot of them back in. I think there's not as much of that now.
Oh, 1,000,000%. Well, just from finding people like Ricardo and like the people I work with now, like they've just done it so much, they just understand it down to like a scientific level. And it is like, you know, I mean, that's what we try and explain on this, but you only have building weight, removing weight, fading as a barber, you know, cutting a line. That's it. Like there's not really much else to do.
Yeah.
It's just how do you interchange and apply those, and why are you going to apply those things in certain situations?
That's where the art comes in a little bit.
Yeah, that's where you got to have. That part's not teachable. That part's like having a vision for a haircut.
Yeah.
Like you need experience. You need to know.
That's the thing. I think like you have to have that natural idea of what you think would be the best course of action, rather than just. Because consultations are great and like everybody should do them, but it's almost like if you aren't able to suggest and like advise, then it's not really much of a consultation.
Yeah.
More so they're just hoping for the best, and what they offer, what they want is what they need, kind of thing, you know.
Yeah, exactly, man.
Whereas like I have consultations where the guy wants one thing, you know, and he'll show me a photo of a guy with different hair types, then he has different head shapes, you know the classic. Classic David Beckham, but like more of that now so than ever, like with like different celebrities, you know, like they'll come in with like a Paul Mescal or Jacob Elordi or something and be like, well, I want this, and I'm like, they've got like fine hair that's like, you know, the hairline's maybe not so great, and it's all a bit. I'm like, well, we could do that, but then it's not gonna like resemble what you've got in your head. So why don't we focus on actually strengthening what you have and figuring out what your hair will actually do best and things like that. But
exactly, man.
Advice comes in, I think, and that's what a real consultation is for me, is actually being able to advise.
That's what people pay for as well, because if you've got the same skill level as someone, like, if you could do a better fade than me, right, and like you can smash fades out all day, every day, and they're like 10 times better than like us over here, but you're giving a fade to someone who doesn't need a fade or want a fade, like, it doesn't matter. Like, so like having the ability to
trust in the barber that he would just know better. Like,
yeah.
It's like when you like say, oh, I need to do this in my hair, I need to do that. I'm just like, you know your stuff like that. Down to like the fine details. So I'm like, what? Like, just go for it.
You okay with a bit of this?
Yeah.
No, it's true, man.
Yeah.
It's just trying to convey that to people without like being a dick, eh?
Or sounding like kind of. I think some of the clients might take it the wrong way and be like, oh, you're just not wanting to do what I want to do.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of thing. There's kind of an art form to that as well.
Oh yeah, you go in the dentist and tell them where to put your filling as well then, mate. And they'd be like, well, no. And then he'd be like, well, shut up, man.
That's true.
It's funny.
The dentist reference actually kind of works on a lot of different levels. I think, for instance, you know, when people come to hair, the barbers with like loads of shit in their hair and they haven't washed it and things like that. And I'm like, you know, like, you wouldn't go to the dentist without brushing your teeth.
Yeah.
You wouldn't go to like, you know what I mean? That's kind of like, you would go get like a massage like after you just ran a 10K. You know, like you'd kind of like out of common courtesy. Like, and keep, like I wash my hair before coming here because that's just what you're supposed to do in my head. You know?
Work periods in them, but it's not for me.
There's a really cool, like, all the girls work were really cool, and like I think the lifestyle outside of it at that age was good, you know, you got like parties and stuff, but the actual work was just too intense.
Yeah, girls can be a lot more precious sometimes, I think. No, you get some precious guys though.
True.
They're easier to deal with.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. I think
Right.
just on average guys are easier to please in that regard. But I also think guys have a clearer idea of what they want to do with their hair. Sometimes I found in the hairdressing, the lady would come in and wouldn't really have an idea what they wanted, they just know they need to do something. It's like, I guess that's where the advice and the consultation comes in, but at the same time, there's a difference being able to give advice and like consultation, and then something that feels like it's like a hostage situation with their hair where they don't want to lose any of it. And they're like, why are you here then? You know, it's like, and you spend like 20 minutes of your 30 minutes talking to them rather than doing any actual work. You know, it's horrendous. Like,
Nah, I know what you mean, bro. I know exactly what you mean.
Hair colour was the one that was the thing that broke me, you know.
Did you do a lot of that?
Some of it, I was never very good at it. I never had a natural knack for that one, you know. But I've done it in the past,
So, just gonna get a little bit of volume into the curtains. But we're just blasting it all back. You can see now,
it's feeling great.
the shape's just hugging in there.
Yeah.
See if we can get this bit to sit back as well. It's sticky out a bit.
You're a wizard.
Something like that.
Yeah. Oh, you do good cut keeping, I really do. I'm gonna start watching some of your videos.
I appreciate it, bro.
Nah, you got good. You honestly, you got good knowledge, man.
I'll get you to come over here instead, bro. We'll get you doing trims with us and just rent your chair out over there.
That'd be a bizarre scenario.
Be funny. See that? It's all sitting back now. Sometimes when you're like, if you're trying to get something to dry straight back and you find it sticking out, you can just fan it up the way a little bit so it's not bending directly back on itself, and you can get kind of straighter, more reactive hair to sit back a lot easier, or at least stick out a little bit less. I'll come in here. Thick hair, bro.
Yeah.
Mega thick hair.
I always wondered if it was still as thick as it was like when I was like 1920, but it feels like it is, you know. But every once in a while, you know, you get the classic paranoia of the guy being like, is it certain thing? But then like, pull yourself together. There's something of it, like, you know.
Yeah, you're chilling, bro.
Something of it.
You're definitely chilling.
I've always taken quite good care of it. I think that's the thing. Like I've always like used good shampoos and very very gentle with it when it's wet in terms of like in the shower and stuff. I think that's kind of you know, use like spend that just a wee bit more on better shampoos and stuff. You know?
Yeah, it helps, man.
I hope that that's actually like amounted to why my hair's still in good shape. You know, but it probably does. It must have some effect. You know, like that or just good genetics, I guess. But
It'll be both, man.
it's funny because my mum's side, like, it was really a 50-50 because my dad's side, everybody's bald, you know, like, pretty much, you know, early on, you know. Whereas my mum's side, you know, all the guys on my mum's side pretty much have hair, bar one, you know, but it's pretty much like a 50-50. Same thing with the height, you know, like, I don't know how you're very tall, you know, with, you're taller than me even, but like, you know, were your parents, like, was one very small, one very small, or both quite tall? Or?
My granddad's tall, but I'll taper it a bit, bro. But I think maybe we chop into it a little bit. But you can wear this back at this part, and then it's still, even when it's sitting there, it's pretty cool.
Good shape, like. Cool, nice.
Right, let's do a wee taper. Got good hair, man.
Yeah.
Got really good hair.
Well, if I need a hair model, I'm always happy to come along.
Right,
Does it work? Do you do like multiple hair models, or is it more just like you try and get a fresh one each time kind of thing? Is that how you do it?
We've always done fresh ones so far, but I mean, there's definitely a few trims where I'd like another crack at them. Like the last one I done today, like it's the first time I cut his hair, so I think it came out okay. But I know next time I could do it.
I could tell his hair was that kind of taper where you got to be quite careful with the, you know, quite like a graduated style. And I I kind of taken a bit of tip from it as well. You know how you did the rounded
Hmm.
edges and stuff when the taper. I thought it was quite inspired.
Yeah, it's good, man. I think
That one.
when people have got crazy necklines like that,
Mhm.
there's no point trying to like. I've got one myself. He actually had a lot of things going on with his hair that I have going on with mine, even though it's a different type of hair.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's no point trying to add strength to somewhere where it's not going to be.
And I couldn't tell what feeling about it. Did it look a little bit like he had a lot of bone? Like his skull was quite, you know, you have the kind of like sharp points.
A little bit, yeah.
You've got to try and work around a little.
You get that with like people who are like do sports and stuff because they're leaner, so their actual bone structures
Yeah.
a lot more on show.
And do you normally go like slightly above it, slightly below it, or you obviously not on it kind of thing?
On what? The bone?
When you blend it out.
Just depends, bro. Depends, person to person. Above or below, usually.
Yeah.
But his was not too bad. I think my only assessment would be maybe choosing the length a little bit different, but apart from that, it'd be fine.
Really good shot in the end. Looks nice.
So here, I just went into those little bits there where we had the two blended into the scissor work and it was sticking out a lot, and I just used my clipper over comb just slightly to take some of the ends away, and we'll use scissor over comb just to finish this off, but just to make sure it was all sitting in, because it was going to take the hair to a length where it was going to be too short to sit back, but then it was too long to just leave. It was just going to stick out, so we needed to take it in a little bit tighter. Now we can fade into it. We'll just pop out around here.
How many times a week do you do the Muay Thai then?
Twice,
Twice.
usually 2 or 3 times.
Like Sunday, Monday, is it?
Yeah, Sunday and Wednesday.
All right.
Sometimes Monday. Like I
Mornings
went.
usually, is it?
No, I go half 11 in the morning.
Okay. I felt like the pads one on Sunday, but I've not been in a really long time.
That's a good one, bro. You should
Yeah.
stay after you do your session.
I know. I don't know why I don't do that. Sometimes I just see when I'm finished, I'm just like
Yeah, you're done in.
done in a bit. But
I say that.
power through and hammer in. Like, 'cause I like pads as well because it's actually really good. Kind of like
It's just an actual workout, eh?
yeah. Sometimes you just like defeated a little, especially because Malcolm does a really good like one-to-one. Like I actually really, you recommended me do that actually.
Yeah.
I think it was actually, and it was really good advice actually because it made the whole thing a lot more enjoyable. 'Cause
Yeah.
Up to that point, I was just so beginner. And
You learn faster,
still
man.
quite a beginner, but like I feel a lot more confident now with like pads and kind of what I'm doing and that.
Is he making you spar him and stuff yet?
I sparred him a little bit, yeah, but I think I need to go to the classes for that a little bit more. He works kind of more. He's trying to work on like from the ground up to get the technique right and kind of improve my coordination. My hip mobility is not amazing either, to be honest. So I need to do that. See for like keeps and that. It's like I get a click in my left hip, like when I'm doing the, you know, stuff like that. So it's a fascinating sport. Like I actually really enjoy it. Like it's, I'm so glad I started it. Like
It's
I don't know
good.
why I started it again. I think I seen you and Ryan and all that were going. And I was like, I'm getting to that. Just because I was like wanting to do some form of like it was going to be that or jiu-jitsu, and I just think the timetable of Hanuman worked a lot better for me. And
Muay Thai's cooler as well.
it is cooler, yeah. It is cooler. Very good fitness as well. Bloody hell, you know.
I think it's a good compliment to like hair cutting because they're like both so detail orientated, but also like hair cutting's so intricate and fine, whereas like that is intricate in a certain way, but it's like same level of detail, but like, you know, it's rougher and like harder, as like
True,
this
yeah.
is so like, you know.
It's cool kind of being from scratch or something again. You know, totally like you're like total beginner and like you probably will be for years. Like I will be anyway for sure. I mean, you're obviously a lot more advanced than I am. So
I would not use the word advanced to describe me in there at all. Like,
oh, really? I'd say you're pretty good. Like I've like done pads with you before, and it's like quite a big difference between me and you. Like I'd say. Like,
I think I'm okay for the amount of time I've gone, but I'm definitely like
how long have you
total
been
new.
doing it for?
Like,
a couple of years.
nah, not even, bro. I think I've gone there for like since the start of last year, like maybe April, May last year.
All right. And
But-
you had a year's kickboxing before that.
Yeah, I've done a little bit of that first, which helped a little bit, but also didn't help because I had to like unlearn stuff that you can't, that doesn't work in Muay Thai when you do kickboxing.
Oh god. Ryan goes quite a lot, eh?
Yeah,
He goes like every day, doesn't
yeah, he's always in there, man. He's always doing something, or running, or lifting.
He's a busy body, yeah.
Yeah. Right, so we're just not trying to take all this length here, but you can see where it kind of comes out a little bit too much there. We can lift it, and you start seeing these long ones here. And we're just trying to make it sit nice and evenly here. We don't want to take it in too tight where we start losing this bend and it just sticks out, but also it's a little bit too heavy right now, so we just got to find that balance in between the taper and the graduation. So I'm just going to touch off little bits at a time. Sorry, we'll come under here as well and lighten some of this darkness too. And see that just changes it just ever so slightly. It's good having a slightly longer pair of scissors as well to go into these areas. You get a shape up in, so I tilt your head down like this, bro. We're just going to skiff into here. If that's the right word, skim along the hairline. And then just a tiny, tiny bit around the ear too. I'm going to go with the grain here and just take off any long ones, but I'm not actually going to go right up to the hairline here. We still want to keep these long. Because it's such straight hair, if we go too sharp around here, it's going to create a wedge and it's going to sit weird. So we're just trying to keep some of this length around here. Keep it neat and clean, but not taking off more than we need to. Let's see how this is sitting there now.
I want to get some pan.
Right, 1 sec, I'm going to explain this bit, bro. So, this side should be a bit easier to taper. We're going to go in with the two to start off with, like the other side. And we can do it a bit quicker too. We're not having to contest with the fact that the other side is growing forward. That's why you always want to start with your harder side and match the good side to it. The good side, most people have one, or on the side that you find easier to cut. But if you do that first and then try to match the harder side to the good side, you're going to have a lot of a more difficult time trying to keep balance on the head and get symmetry. Down with our skin line. A little hiccup there. Just take all the fluffy bits off the back of the beard here. This side should be nice to taper. Let's see. So, fade the beard, 1.5, 1.5 into the taper. And I'm pushing through and under with my finger here. You can see the motion of the clipper coming up off the head. Just little flicks in this area. Down to the 1, right up to the 0.5. Oops. Fucking chucking everything today. 0.5 on the beard. Down to 0. And then same on the taper. 0.5 pushing up to the 1. And then 0. Take it that small line there. And now we just need to refine. 0.5 guard. We can use that just around this area. Go with the grain. Down to the 0.5. With the guard on though. Just flicking along. Then we're just going to open the 0.5 guard up. And just flicking under here and lighten any of those darker areas. Close it a little bit. Use the corners. And you can see it just starting to smooth all the colour out. Perfect. I can scissor over comb and shape this up. Do the shape up first. So kind of tilt you back this way. And you can see there's already like a natural curve there, so we can brush down the edges just a little bit. And just use that natural hairline. You can see these hairs are growing back the way, so it's going to be harder to come in from that direction. So I'm going to come back over and against the way they're growing here. And then we can do the same as the other side and just pull the ear right out the way and just come along these long ones just to take any that are sticking over the shape. But we're not eating into the hairline, so it keeps it nice and full. Nearly there, bro. This is looking good. And just slight bits of this weight here. Nothing crazy.
This is going to be really easy to style as well, which is nice.
It should be, bro. As well, you could actually have probably got away with having this a little bit longer, but it just needed stuff taken off. I think.
It needed a reset. It really did.
I think this shape, but 2 or 3 weeks time, but then re-tapered, it'll be bang on. But there was just no way of avoiding taking all that hair off without it being like weird. You may as well have just done it today.
Gives it a nice shape to grow into anyway as well.
Yeah, exactly. And it's looking good now as well. It's not like it's too short. It's still sitting exactly how we need it to. Maybe just texturizer. Actually take some weight out of it a bit more. Tailored on the top. That's all sitting nice now.
I've always like wrestled with the idea of having like, you know, like sort of like a really short little bit there, and it's almost kind of like, then it's like, I don't know, maybe one day. It's just like, you know, that thing where it's almost like kind of
What, the hairline?
where they kind of like have it kind of really tight, but
Hmm.
I don't know. I think it's probably nicer longer.
I think I would just be wary with your hair of like how straight, how reactive it is when it's short, because like you say, the straightness.
It gets longer, I suppose. I think my hair is like that. I think you're right.
So we're not going to take any of the shape here, but we're just going to take a tiny, tiny little bit of weight out. I'm just going to pull it out, show that corner, and just chip into it a little bit. Just give some texture to the curtains, a bit of movement. Then we can come back here. And just around here, where we've built all our graduation up, that's going to sit, because this hair is so thick. We want the actual weight to build up from the technique, but the density of the hair is a lot, so we can help it feel a bit nicer on his head by just slicing into here too. We can even do it a bit down here as well, just on these corners of the head where it bulks up the most, or where it was bulking up the most. Get some through the middle of the back. You can see here it's been chopped into before, so we don't want to re-texturize that and hit it twice, so just this central bit. And then we'll just repeat this on this other side. Through the back here. There we go. Just this area here. Yeah, it's better than being bald, bro. Yeah. I can chip away at this all day. You can't stick it back on.
Yeah, I'll never complain about it being too thick, I suppose.
yeah, it's good we can properly chop into this and get lots of movement in. So on the back, I'm just using my scissor to lift out sections, pressing them through, and just point cutting in as well. You can really break this kind of hair up and get lots of movement through it. You can be very liberal with the texturizing. As long as you're not going too close to the root where those little short ones are going to stick up. Sweet. Let's see here. Any long bits in there from our shape before that we might have missed. Anything on the cross check. We can just chip away at this. Gonna go crazy with this. I'm just gonna touch it just at the very bottom, just so it's not sitting so straight on the neck. Yeah. So there we go, guys. Another little scissor cut. Again, like just using round graduation, keeping the curtains nice and floppy. I've just used a little bit of hairspray to style this back. Tapered it nice and short. We can see it's all sitting nice here. Back still nice and long. Even here on the harder side of the hair, where it was much harder to control the actual way this was sitting because of how springy it was. We can still get it to sit really nice. It still looks really sharp. It still sits back really good. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. If there's anything else you want to see, comment it. We'll try and get a model in to cut it. And thank you for watching. Cheers.